I think my neighbor is stalking me. Neighbor has been stalking me for a month. I, female, have noticed my neighbor doing some pretty creepy shit. The initial encounter was about a month ago while I was walking my dog up a street that's about a quarter mile from my house. The man was talking with a group of people, 3, and as I walked by he ran up to pet my dog. He was asking me questions about my dog, such as name and gender. He then began to ask me questions about where I lived, but more so asking for confirmation as if he somehow knew already. Example, you live at XYZ, right? This made me uncomfortable, so I went to leave and then he attempted to give me a hug and kiss me on the cheek. Previous to this I had never met this person. After walking away I thought the whole situation was weird, but would proceed with caution in the future. Since then there's been increase in encounters with this neighbor. Such as walking up the street with my significant other, then the neighbor seemed to be waiting for us as we were walking by. Without saying anything he began calling our dog and trying to pet him. He continued this even as we were walking away. 2 days after the initial encounter. Drove by the house 10 times within a short time period. This happened at night while my boyfriend and I were walking the dog. When he saw us he slowed down, turned on his hazards, flashed his headlights, honked, and shouted "Hey" out the window with his music blasting. The song he was blasting happened to be Window Shopper by 50 Cent. The circling began once we got in the house. 2 weeks ago. He was in his vehicle, waiting at the edge of the property. I noticed him when I walked outside with my dog, and then he quickly drove off. 4 or 5 days after the circling. Lurking at a stop sign in front of my home. As I was returning home from walking the dog, I noticed the neighbor standing near the stop sign looking toward my home. He ran off when he noticed that I had seen him. 4 days ago. He was waiting in his vehicle, on the edge of the property where he had clear view of the basement door. He was noticed by some guests as they left through the door, and he proceeded to drive off. Tonight. All the encounters happen to coincide with when we walk the dog, 4 times a day. I've noticed that he tends to be outside more around the times I would normally walk the dog. In that situation I go back inside and wait 45 minutes to walk, or go to the dog park for an hour instead. Unfortunately we weren't able to record these encounters, but we plan to start recording our walks from start to end. Along with when we go outside just in case he's there. The frequency has made me feel targeted as well as unsafe while walking my dog. I have taken a photo of the license plate, but I don't have much physical evidence. I'd like to call the police, but without evidence I doubt they can do anything. Any recommendations would be greatly appreciated. TLDR. I've had multiple creepy encounters with a neighbor from up the street. Increase in encounters have made me feel as though he's purposely targeting me. Lack of recording has me debating if I should wait to contact authorities. Edit. Because some of you think I'm just going to be nice to someone who grabbed me in the middle of the street. I was polite to him when he asked about my dog. I never answered his confirming question about my home. After that moment I was no longer polite. We have told him to fuck off, the dog has snapped at him. For those saying he just loves the dog, who tries running up to a greater than 50 pounds dog that's baring teeth and growling at them? Like this video and subscribe to Web Convos for more Reddit stories.